Hey, this is Nikki. Welcome to the Reset Journey, where I am on a mission to renew my mind. So here's a quick update. It seems like I'm just doing updates. I haven't talked since the last time because your girl has been dealing with fevers since I believe June the 2nd. And in the last 3 days, they have been calming down. I was able to go 2 whole days without fever reducers because my highest temp was like 99.9, and I didn't feel like I needed to take a fever reducer, which I believe was true because it ended up coming down to regular temperature within like another hour or so. But last night, it just kept getting higher. Not crazy high. It didn't spike, but it went high to where I was like, okay, let me take some fever reducer and help myself out because I was starting to feel really warm inside. And that's just what I've been going through. Like literally I'm going on 2 weeks. And I think it's like 12 days, 10 to 12 days right now. 10 days, something like that. I don't know. Since June the 2nd. And I've already, gone to urgent care. I'm in contact with my doctor. They just say it's like a virus. I was negative for everything. So I don't know. This has happened to me before last year. And that one lasted about 2 weeks as well. And it did the same thing where I can go a couple of days without fever reducers. Then it'd come back. And it just did this whole back and forth thing till it just did, it left. So I'm thinking that's what's happening again. I don't know why this happens because I have no sickness. I don't have like a sickness. So I don't know. I just have like a itchy, tickly throat. And I feel like I have to cough every once in a while. There have definitely been some hard nights going through this, and I don't know. It some nights are harder than others, but like I said, it is getting more easier as the time comes. Something that I've been learning through this, I've still been doing my Bible studies, not as often as I was, where I was every single day. Sometimes, for sure 1 chapter a day, sometimes 2 chapters a day. But I am learning a lot in other areas. Now, when I sit back and watch and learning how other people are reacting, how am I reacting to other people, to their statements, to triggers? Am I still having triggers? I had to let go of just more things, trying to still renew my mind in certain things. Some stuff has fallen off. There's still some struggles in others. And I just have to ask myself some really hard questions like, what's going on? Why are you not receiving this in this way? How come you're going back to your old pattern of thinking in this area? And these are going to be my stronghold areas. But in the last, 10 to 12 days, the fever just kind of took all my attention. And I've just been trying to relax. We are also having a bathroom remodel. Now, I mean a total gut. I'm not just saying like one little area. No, the whole thing came out. The toilet, the shower, the sink, the floor, the walls. New boards had to be put in, replaced old ones. Anything that needed to be, the floor needed a new floor. The wood part. And we just decided to change my shower area because we're not bathtub people. Like, none of us are bathtub people whatsoever. And I feel like the bathtub was in the way. It was in the way. And a person who has sprained her ankle and fractured it many times, I remember being stuck in that bathtub because I slipped and it was hard to lift me out of it. I am a plus size woman, so it was hard to get me out of there. And those are just things that happen to me. I get fractured ankles. It happens. So I was like, I want a walk-in shower. Like, I don't need a bathtub. I don't need it. I'm not living for the bathtub moment. Never have. Even when I do the candles and the little ball that dissolves and it looks so pretty and bubbly and smells good. What are they? Bath bombs. I try to give myself those moments and I'm like, I'm not going to miss it. I don't really need it. I wish I was the type that could enjoy it, but I'm like, I just want to get in the shower, do what I got to do, let the water run on me for a little bit, and then I'm out. So I got I'm getting a walk-in shower. I got to pick the tile and everything and design it, tell them how I wanted it. Everything is new because everything was so old. It was about 24 years old and everything was rotted. The people who did the bathroom the last time did not do it right. There was a leak, a slow leak that we didn't know about. I think the shower just gave out, like something happened. Everything needed to be updated when it comes to the plumbing part. But the way the people who built the bathroom did it in a weird way. So we had to redo it. And it's been this started when my fever started, actually. So it's been almost 2 weeks of not having a bathroom. We do have an extra bathroom, which is my daughter's bathroom. It's a very small one. It's one in her room. She has her own private bathroom, but it's a very small one. But we have been using it. Her and her husband do stay in that room, so I'm constantly having to go in there and bother them. But I'm very thankful that we at least have an extra bathroom to go to. So yeah, that's been going on. The remodel, the fighting fevers, a lot of good things have been happening. Don't want to just focus on that, but God has been providing every financial need that we need for that bathroom, because that just came out of nowhere. It was not like we were like, oh yeah, I just want to remodel just for the sake of, updating it. It was nothing like that. It was something that had to be done because the floors were like in really bad condition, and it had to be done. It had to be done. Trust me, if I could have avoided it, I would have. But God has provided every single cent into that bathroom. I'm saying it. The money just started showing up. Job opportunities for my husband just started showing up. People blessing us out of nowhere. People we didn't even know were just like, here you go. Just handing us over, like blessing us with money. And I'm like, what? And that's because when we went into this, I was kind of freaking out. This is testimonial right here. I am not just trying to brag or, no. It was scary. We weren't going to have a bathroom. We didn't have the money. We needed to pay the plumber, the guy who was doing it, the one who's remodeling the bathroom, because my husband doesn't do that. And having to pay him, plus get brand new everything and the wood and like everything just added up. And I was getting a little anxious. I don't believe that's why I got sick. A lot of people are like, is it stress? Stress could have broke you out in a fever, and I'm like, well, I was a bit stressed because I was like, oh, where's this money supposed to come from? I'm like, what is going on here? But I just decided to trust God. And I was like, you know what, God, I don't know how you're going to make this happen for us. I'm going to trust you. We need this bathroom. It's not just something we're doing because I feel like being extra. It's something that needs to be done. And I guess if we're going to do it, let's redo it. Let's get a walk-in shower. That'll eliminate having to buy a tub and the whole thing. So I was like, I'm going to trust you, Lord. I'm going to ask that you provide every single financial need. I'm going to trust you on that. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that's none of my business. It's none of my business how you are going to make it happen. I just know that you will. And we had a little Bible study group, and I was telling my friends on there, like, this is what's going on. And, could you just pray favor over us or doors opening for money opportunities? And my friend Sandra, she ran into a quarter. I believe it was a quarter and a dime on one of her walks. And she was like, here you go, Nikki. And it reminded me of the scripture when Jesus tells one of the disciples to pull out money out of the fish's mouth, and he provided for everything. And I said, Lord, just like you provided through a fish, you're going to provide through different areas, and we're going to just see your provision, Jehovah Jireh, come through and take care of this need for us. And he has 100%. It has been all through him. All of a sudden, my friend spoke a word over us. And she just declared, and she said, the Lord has a word for you that you don't even got to stress about it. It's already happening. It's already done. It's happening. The works are going. And she was not lying. Right when she told me that, I hadn't even told my husband that he's at work. I get a text message from my husband that a job opportunity arose, and it was for a good amount of money. And then another job opportunity, and and then this one was through his job. So yeah, he got paid through his job. It was just extra work that they needed done. And just, yeah, and then we got blessed. Somebody blessed us. It was a different church that we don't even tithe to. We don't go to. We don't attend. Ended up blessing us. And that's funny because we get blessed so much by other churches and we don't even tithe there. But they're constantly like, oh, hey, they'll visit me. Pastors from different churches visit me. It's it's funny. It's crazy. We do have a church, and I hear more from the other churches than my own church. But my church is great. We love our church, and they do help out a lot. They help my husband, and they try to give him work anytime they need, work and stuff. I'm just saying it's funny how God will use any church. Churches you don't even step foot into. He has your name in other people's minds who have never even met you. So when you're wondering, well, I don't know nobody, I don't have connections, I don't know, I don't have any doors. What doors could be open for me when I don't know anybody? I'm telling you as a testimony, people who we don't even attend their church have our names in their minds and our blessings in their hands ready to give. And so my husband was just very thankful, and he was out helping the church. They had like this it's not, like I said, it's not our church, but he was invited by a friend from work, and he was out there helping clean up, just helping with whatever they needed, showing up, and then he got blessed at the end. So it has just been coming in different areas. The bathroom remodel has been expensive, and to come up with, like I said, it's been 10 or 12 days. Everything has been provided for. Every single bit has been provided for. And I'm very thankful for that. I can see it. I was believing him for it before I even saw it. That's what I really want to get the point across. We had no idea where this was going to come from. My husband's job had been super slow. And then all of a sudden, the job was extending certain areas in their work. And so side jobs were offered. And my husband was one of them it was offered to. So it was amazing. I say all this because even while I haven't been feeling good, and even we're reading, we've really been trying, we've been seeking God, there's been a lot going on. And before I started believing him for this bathroom remodel, there were no extra jobs at all. In fact, we were struggling really bad. And my husband was out there trying to do any type of work or asking his boss, like anything. Like, he usually gets a second job. And he was already like contemplating, like looking for one. I said, no, I have a feeling that you shouldn't get a second job. And this was before the bathroom incident where we realized we have to remodel it. We were already having issues. And so we were talking about that, and I just said, I have a feeling like I've been praying and stuff, and I don't think you should get a second job right now. So and if you don't know, I have some medical problems on why I don't work. That's a whole nother story for another day though. But anyways, yeah, so we were already struggling, and the bathroom thing happened, and I just felt so confident. I was like, oh, God's going to provide. And sometimes my husband can't see it the way I do. He's just like, okay. And he'll just go with it. Even if he doesn't understand, he's like, okay. And then he'll see it later. He's the type that he's like, man, all he can think in his head is how much rejection he's gotten, how much no's he's gotten. And I just keep seeing, well, there's bound to be a yes somewhere. We just always look at everything differently, and that's usually how it is in couples. So I don't know. I just started praying and declaring that it was going to be okay. And then I get hit with this, and I'm doing the same thing. Like, I'm good. I'm going to be fine. And yes, something is coming against, oh, sorry. Something is coming against my body. It's going to be fine. It's already on its way out. And I know who my Father is. And that's the thing that you have to always keep in mind and be in your forefront. Yeah, it's hard. There's a lack of money. There's whatever you're experiencing lack in. If you're struggling with health, for us it's money and health and certain things going on in our lives, but lined up, matched up with the Word of God, it doesn't match up to it. You try to match it up. You can make your problems bigger than God. You can do that. I do that. I do that in certain circumstances. And it will be bigger. It depends on how much faith you're trying to have for it, or what you're having and believing in God for. And I just was like, you know what? He's going to meet my provision. I'm going to be okay. I don't even need to stress about this. And that's just how it is. And like I said, there's hard days. I'm not going to say I'm walking around floating like, oh, yes, everything is great. Stuff happens. It comes against you. And every time something does come against, it's my time to exercise, the Word of God. Am I perfect at doing it 100% of the time? No, I'm not. But I am getting a whole lot better. And I'm so glad that I invested so much time in reading the Word and getting closer to God, that I was able to trust Him in this way and just be like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And I was able to talk life into my husband, into my household, and my family that lives here is seeing the testimony just happen. Like we were living in it, and they get to see it unfold. So it's truly been a huge blessing. And I wanted to share that. I want that to be documented in this time that I'm having with all these needs of like health and provision, and just seeing God show up in ways that we did not expect whatsoever. And oh goodness, I am in the book of John, and I see the Samaritan woman. I never thought of it this way, but like her thought pattern, right? And I think I talked about this already, but I keep going back to it. And the lame man who can't get into the pool because he says nobody will help him, and he's just focused on the obstacle. That's it. His focus is on the obstacle. He can't even reply to does he want to be healed or not, because he's just like, oh, well, the obstacle comes before anything. And I can so relate. And just getting deeper and deeper into the Word and making sure that I'm making relationship with God and not just learning about Him and getting information, because I don't want to become like the Pharisees who have all this information. They knew the Word. They went to church. They tithed. They were following the rules more than anybody else. And they were reading the same things that we're reading today, but yet the heart posture was different, And I want to make sure that my heart is aligning with Christ as I'm reading His Word and drawing closer to Him, and not just be a person who's just taking in information without no transformation. And that's what that's going to be my goal. You're going to hear me repeat that a lot, because that's all I keep seeing in the Gospels over and over again. The message is loud and clear. I didn't get it the first couple of times, but once I got into Luke, more revelation came. Now that I'm in John, I can see the heart posture of it all. So I'm receiving even more revelation in a different type of a way. And it has been beautiful. It's been beautiful. So these are the things going on in my life right now. And this is what I'm learning. And this is what I'm trusting God for. And like I said in my video before, like, it's like something happens every week. It's like something always happens every week. It is the strangest thing. There is no downtime here. There's no chill time. I don't ever know what one week is going to bring. I never know. But it always seems to be something. And if I'm not staying rooted in my word, I could be falling apart right now. So I just wanted to share that, and hopefully it can bless somebody. If you're having issues, if you're needing God to provide for something, yes, it's okay to go with your petition to him and tell him what you need, but also trust him and seek him so that you can hear him when he is talking to you, when you are needing something, to hear him, or feel that confidence that he can place on you, the peace that he places on you when you're trusting him, or even if you don't even get that because you can't go by feelings, just knowing the word, because I didn't even get a feeling. I was just like, oh, he's going to be okay. He's going to take care of me, because look what he did. Look what he did for the apostles. Look how they paid, their taxes. Look how they fed everybody, fed 5,000. And I'm over here, oh, well, could he help me? Like, is my issue impossible? Actually reading it and putting it into action, little by little, my faith is growing in certain areas, and it's beautiful. So I hope that testimony helps somebody. Like I said, I'm not trying to brag. I'm sharing something that is real life, in real time happening. And I just think it's amazing. I think it's beautiful. So I'll see you guys on the next video. And maybe there'll be some great news to share. I am believing for that. Amen. Y'all have a great one, and God bless.